I really hate that it doesn't do a noise. Welcome back to Fear Babes podcast, everybody. Hopefully this episode turns out well because we're having all the technical difficulties. So
Yeah,
cross your fingers.
we're doing something we've never done before. We're recording a little spur of the moment. It's a Sunday. And,
Mm-hmm.
of course, like in true Fear Babes fashion, it's everything's got to go wrong at one time. But you know what? I think we're doing pretty dang good on time, to be honest with you, considering
Yeah.
the odds against us. So,
The whole fact we had to rearrange everything in like 15 minutes.
move spots. Yeah.
That was a mess.
Um,
This cord is not even the cord for my microphone. It's a whole disaster. A whole disaster is happening right now.
Berg texted me like I don't know, like 2 minutes before we schedule, which we're never really on time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But she was like, "Hey, can't find my mic cord." And I was like, "Oh shit, that is not good."
It
But,
straight up disappeared into the ether. I don't know what happened to it. Anyways, we'll just do like a brief, I guess, recap of the last couple of weeks since we're only coming on to Fear Babes when Project Fear is out. 1 second.
mm-hmm. It's spooky season. There's that.
It is. There it is, spooky season. And we will be 6 weeks in a row now. So, according to
Yikes.
Project Fear crew, the next 6 weeks are episode after episode after episode. In those couple of weeks, let's see. One thing I'll say is nobody can ever call me fucking lazy. That's a straight fact. Because I've been fucking sick and still grinding. So,
I hate that. I hate that that's what America is. Is that even if you're sick, no break, no rest. Like, it's literally just the end. Like, there is no choice in anything. Like, you have to go to work.
mm-hmm. Yeah. But I got bronchitis like real bad. Like my oxygen levels were low bad for like several days. And then you can't see it because I am hiding everything, but my face is hella swollen right now. Probably complications of bronchitis. And yeah, so it's just been a fucking disaster. And then all the things I've been doing and behind the scenes that will come to light some fucking day. Not today, but someday. On top of all of that.
Fucking day.
Has been, yeah, that's the whole thing. So that's the recap of my last 3 weeks. I just got sick and I've been grinding behind the scenes. What about you, Mads?
I mean, I feel like life has just been kind of chaotic just in general. There's really like not much to update about that like I want to talk about, if that makes sense. Cuz I'm really hoping that there's going to be this big change in my life here soon, and I'm just really hoping that it all works out. And on top of just like I feel like everything's happening, but it's all like good things, so just manifesting all the great stuff, please. So
Everybody manifest it.
yeah, I feel like there's lots of babiness going on in my personal life right now. Not me. Hold on. Not me. Just people in my circle, and I'm very excited about just all the stuff. I never really knew, like, I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but like when your best friend has a baby, it changes everything. Like, I used to be terrified of babies, and now I'm just like, team baby. I don't want a baby, but I want to like have fun with babies, take care of babies, and then give them back to their parents at the end of the day. So, all great stuff. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that's it. I'm about to travel in a couple weeks.
Sick.
That'll be fun. Of course, as Project Fear does, their timing is impeccable. Every time. It always is just great. We'll go weeks and we'll be home and doing stuff. And then next thing you know, like, or not doing anything, lack thereof. But the second Project Fear comes back, we have plans. So, love that. It's happened to both of us quite a few times. But we'll find a way. We'll work around it. But, yeah. Anything else to add?
No, not really. I
figure
hope
it
that I
out.
keep my voice through this whole thing because it's being weird. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just like I'll be okay for like 2 days, and then like another day will happen, and I'll be like, oh no, but you're still sick. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what I had
It's, like,
the
super
last.
random.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have bronchitis, but whatever I had, like, when I got back from Alaska, it was like I was good, and then like I got super bad, and then I was like, okay, and then I got bad again, and I was like, can we just figure it out? You know, like, do you think that it's just us getting older or something? Like,
I think I'm
I don't
getting
know.
sick because I'm not resting at all. Like, at all. Like, I'm always going and always doing something, and I'm always like, it's a lot of stressful things happening at the same time, and so my body's literally like, you need to fucking chill. And I'm still
Yeah,
like not.
that's true. That's a good point. I do feel like me when I'm sick, like I always feel like I just can't make myself rest, though I do that in general. I am a go 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 person, and then like the second I have a chance to just not be go go go, it's like I just want to melt into the couch, you know what I'm saying? But like I don't know. I don't know what the reason was the last time. Duchess is laying on the ground, that's why I was like,
Well, the last time you were sick, I was just gonna assume because you were traveling, because that's usually what gets people.
yeah, I'm still not 100%. I'm pretty sure, like, I just remember when we went to Seattle, like, everybody was fine. And then on the way back, like, everybody on that plane was coughing. I was like, awesome. And we're bringing this all to Charlotte. This is sick. So, yeah, love that.
Lovely.
Love it. But yeah, so, anything else to add? Because we could just go ahead and dive into this episode if you really wanted to.
Yeah, we could. It might just be a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's okay. I'm sure.
Yeah,
people
we're
don't
fine
mind.
with
They're probably
that.
just like, shut the fuck up, anyways. So
My thoughts
just
exactly
like,
every time.
they're
They're like,
stop
"Fair babes."
talking. I don't care about you guys. Yeah, I just want to hear what you have to say about the episode, anyhow. So
Yeah, literally.
let's see. I'm just looking through my notes really fast.
Yeah, so this week the crew went to the Stanley Hotel, which is interesting as a whole.
That's
I've
literally
never had
4
any
hours
desire
away
to
from me.
Literally? Is it?
This is.
I know
this
it's in
is-
Colorado,
this is like the
but
closest. It's the closest they've ever been to me.
wow.
I think. I'm pretty sure that the Stanley's closer than the old Montana prison.
You know, I thought that the Stanley was in California until Connor said it was in Colorado, and I was like,
Madeline,
I did.
California.
Hey, Colorado,
Oh my
California.
gosh.
You got the C's
They both
mixed
start
up.
with a C. That's so funny.
Yeah, not very
Yeah,
proud
it's
of that.
It's like right outside. Well, not right outside, but it's really close to Denver.
Wow. We
Estes
should go.
Park. Yeah.
We should go. I never had any desire to go, but like it looks really nice.
Oh, Stanley. I've been there
Hmm.
one time. Um,
You have?
how many years ago was that now? I think it was right after high school, so like maybe 8 years ago I went.
Wow.
We were just there for like we just stopped to like look into it.
Honestly,
Um,
that's so cool.
because we did like an RV trip from here. We went down into Colorado, so through Estes, into Utah, back up through Jackson, and back home. So we did like a little loop, and it was just like a little. I don't think we even planned it that much. It was like a last minute thing, and so we just stopped and did random shit on the way. So yeah, we stopped at the Stanley and we like walked around it a little bit, and I think we went in the basement if I remember correctly, or like the downstairs where there's a restaurant and stuff. I think. I don't know. I can't remember totally. My dad stayed there before.
That's super cool. Honestly, like I don't know if you've ever told me this or not before, so sorry. I feel like my memory, like as I'm getting older, is like getting worse. Um, concerning. But have you ever been to the Grand Canyon or no?
The Grand Canyon, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next trip, Grand Canyon. Might be in like 5 years, but
5 years from now.
no, I'm trying to hit.
We almost did it.
Yeah, I
on
remember.
that trip.
Okay, so I do remember you saying something.
Well, we've talked about the Grand Canyon like several times. Like, and then when my mom and I went to Vegas for that first Paracon that I've ever went to, we talked about stopping the Grand Canyon on that trip too.
That would have been where, like, when to go. Because when I was planning my trip to Vegas in 2020, before everything happened with COVID, we were going to go see the dam. And then, is it the Hoover Dam?
Yes.
And then
so.
we were going to do a day trip out to the Grand Canyon because they provide that stuff. Like tours from Vegas to the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam. So we were going to do that. But it didn't happen. And it's funny because it's almost been 6 years since that whole trip was planned, and I still haven't been to Vegas, but other places have taken priority for obvious reasons. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was wild. That was a wild time.
Yeah.
My eyeballs really itchy. Sorry.
Yeah. I was so bummed though. We were going to stay at Paris, Las Vegas. We were going to do all kinds of fun things, but alas, that's not here nor there. Stanley Hotel. Jeez.
It happens.
Leave it to
Yeah,
me.
I've been to the Stanley once. I've seen it. I've been there. I walked in the freaking lobby. It's cool. Like, you said that earlier, I think, but you've never, it's hard to explain because, like, I've been to Deadwood before, so a lot of, like, Deadwood, South Dakota, it's a lot of, like, it's old and it's, like, Western rustic. I don't know how else to describe it. And so it's what the Stanley gives, like, the same type of vibes as, like, old Western rustic, grandiose type of vibe.
I see. I would say, like, I get it, but, like, the Stanley is kind of giving the Grand Floridian at Disney World, just based off, like, the inside and stuff, and, like, the grand staircase. It looks very Disney World. Well, Grand Floridian, not Disney World itself, but Grand Floridian specifically. You've never been to Disney World, right?
Nope.
I didn't think so. But yeah, I mean that hotel is just beautiful. It's right there at Magic Kingdom, and that was like the first thing I thought of. I don't know if it's because like the Grand Floridian is white and red and the Stanley's kind of like white and red vibes, but that's what it was giving for me personally.
Interesting.
But like the history
cool.
is obviously like west. So I see like what you mean by like
well,
Deadwood.
it's like yeah, because like I mean the Stanley doesn't have the same background. The background was the guy got tuberculosis and was told Colorado air might help him, but like Deadwood is like it was old western, like all of the like Butch Cassidy, all the western outlaws all went through there, and there was like crime and all this stuff, but they also had like grandiose hotels at that for the time too, so it just kind of, and then like they don't update the hotels, which is nice in my opinion. I mean, they keep them up to date, but they don't like make them modernized, like the decor and stuff like that. So it's very just like old rustic, old west type of vibes. I don't know how else to explain it.
I think that was like the coolest part of Wyoming for me, because I've never seen anything like that before. And like going to like Cody and stuff, because it's obviously very rooted in that Wild West history. Whereas like the things that I have seen, like Charleston, it's very much one of those towns where like obviously like they keep it up to date like for the most part, but a lot of the furniture and like the outside, there's a code, like a certain code that houses in Charleston have to keep in order to preserve the history. But like the insides for the most part, like people update like the kitchen and stuff, but a lot of like what's preserved is like I've seen people like preserve floors from the era, have kept furniture even if it's not a family home, it's just passed down. I've seen all kinds of cool stuff like that. I just think that's so fascinating, you know?
We never made it to the Irma Hotel in Cody, but we should have gone, because I bet you it's the same type of vibe.
I bet you it is.
Big dog hair.
We did see it, right?
The outside of it.
Yeah.
We drove by it like 90 times.
Yeah.
Because in Cody there's like one road. Like
literally only one.
Pew, pew, pew. But yeah, we never went in. I don't know why. We just ran out of time, I think.
We were running out. I think, okay, so I don't remember. I was going to try, but I was going to say I think we had to like go to the little old Cody because our time was running out. Like it was open for only a certain amount of time and it was already approaching that time. And we were like, crap, we don't have enough time.
And then we had to get ready for the rodeo after that.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Because we were like walking around the shops and stuff, and then we were like, oh no, it's time to go.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I think so too.
Okay, so we had to quick recap. We had to pause the recording because technical difficulties. We were talking about grandiose Stanley Hotel. It's kind of rustic. Blah blah blah. Anyways.
Yeah,
good times in the
great
neighborhood.
Times in the neighborhood. I just wanted to be absolutely sure because I am a perfectionist to my core and it's a problem, and I just wanted to be sure that everything was good. So yeah, shall we start? Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's worth. I would say the Stanley's worth going to at least once in your lifetime.
That's good to know. I might.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hit us with your favorite moment?
So my favorite moment. So glad you let me go first. Just saying.
Why?
I probably am.
I'm
but my favorite moment is when Kana, the man that he is, he was in room 1302 in the lodge at the Stanley Hotel, and he was, doing his little thing, and Connor gets female on the Ovilus, and he sits down on the bed again because he ended up like leaving the room temporarily. So he comes back in and he goes, I'm married, so I'm not interested in any sort of relationship like that. And if you are, I think you should leave. And then Hug comes through and he goes, am I getting hit on right now? I don't. Dude,
Relatable,
Connor
bro.
is such a comedian. He is so freaking funny. Like, every time he is on
I know.
the show or whatever, like the episode, he is just freaking hilarious. That part made me LOL. Honestly, the whole exchange, but I think we'll get to it. Or should we do one of those things where we're like, we'll get to it later, or should I just keep on with the exchange?
I mean, whatever works. It could be an honorable mention, or you could just close the
Let's
circle.
close the
That's fine.
circle. Because I feel like
I'm trying to find a different favorite moment now, so keep
I mean, if
closing
you
the
want it,
circle.
was that like exact moment your favorite moment, or was it like something else?
So really the only moment that stands out in my head at the moment. I mean, we could go. It was funny when Chelsea said that she hopes Dakota wins
Oh
a
yeah,
Grammy.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
But yeah,
Oh,
you can close the circle now.
that's so funny. Okay, so after he said like that whole exchange, he goes, "If I'm speaking with a female spirit, can I know your name?" Veronica comes through. Then Chair comes through and Connor says, "You're more than welcome to sit in one of the two chairs next to me." Honestly, W. Connor, such a gentleman. Definitely being courteous even to spirits, you know. Then this is another good part. Kiss comes through on the Ovilus and Connor goes, "Guys, what's going on?" And then he says, "Veronica, unfortunately, that's not possible for multiple reasons."
I love that Connor's also realistic.
I love the respect he gives to Riley. You know, like, not that I would expect anything less from Connor. Like, literally, they are mom and dad for a reason. Like, you know, like, shout out. But, like, they are just, I love them.
Facts.
And then I'll just scroll down a little bit. And he randomly gets the word water. And he goes, "Wow, you know, like water. There is like water around here. We're in Colorado." And he was like, "Can we expand on that?" And All Right comes through and he goes, "Well, Lake Estes is right down the road." Fact comes through. And I just thought that was so funny.
He's basically talking to
know.
one of us. Just like that's how I would reply to you.
That is
So
just,
funny.
I don't know. Like, the whole exchange was hilarious. And dare I say, it was the highlight of the episode.
I also like the part in all of that where he was like pointing the camera at the chairs, and then he was like, "Oh, am I making you nervous? Let me put the camera back this way." Like, shout out Connor for considering the ghosts and
He's
their
a real one,
feelings.
honestly. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, all of it was just awesome. But yeah, that was my favorite moment. Do you have a new favorite moment since I was talking about that?
No. I mean, like I said, Chelsea.
Oh yeah, you did.
I hope you
Oh
win
my
a Grammy.
gosh.
That was funny.
The short-term memory loss is serious.
Remembery. Short-term remember.
Chelsea
loss.
is like, I think what's so great.
I'm gonna start calling
No,
you Dory.
actually, legitimately. Chelsea is actually like, my favorite part about her is that she's so like, she doesn't even try to be funny. She just is funny. Like, she doesn't even try.
Yeah.
And I love that. She's just great. I love Chelsea.
Chelsea and Connor both, they're just like right
Yeah,
up there.
like 100.
They're like so serious sometimes and so funny other
Yeah.
times. It's like,
And like
it's awesome.
they're all just like so intelligent, and the fact that they're able to just like switch at the drop of a hat is awesome, you know. So what was
Yeah.
your favorite evidence?
Mine was like, it happened continuously throughout the whole, almost said series, the whole episode. And so it was like the fact that the ghost that Dakota was talking to kept refusing to tell him why he didn't want him in there. That part was kind of like funny to me. But the first exchange with the dead bell that he had, that's what they call
Yeah.
it, right? The dead bell. I was like, did I write that down right? Okay. Um, that was pretty intense because he was just having a straight conversation with the guy. It's like, if there's something here, can you touch the bell? And then it goes off. And then, like, it was a few minutes later that it went off. But, and then he said, thank you. And then it goes off again. And then he said, can you make it go off if you're like a man or a boy? And it goes off. And then, can you make it go off if you're over the age of 30? It goes off. And he said, over 50, nothing happened. Sorry, my throat. For more validation, he wanted the bell to go off twice. And so it did. And then, sorry, I wrote really shit notes this time. Can you make it go off if you don't like that I'm here? It went off twice. And then going forward, he asked it to do 1 bell for yes and 2 for no. And so it said yes to that. Like, it agreed to do that. And then, do you know, like, anyone coming in this room? And it said no. So it's not, like, anybody. It's, like, Dak specifically was the conclusion that he was drawing with that conversation. And then we cut away to Al for a while. Tanner comes in. Chelsea comes in. Circles back to Dak. Were you someone that worked at the hotel? No. Did you stay here? Yes. Is there a reason you're still here? Yes. Did you die here? It went off like 4 times, and I think that's the part where Dak kind of freaked out, and he like answered too quickly, and so it was like no, I didn't, because it was like once he goes yes, and then it did another one, and then it did 2 more. So, and then let's see, he was kind of like he wanted to re-verify that. So it did that, and then he's like, so you passed away here? And it said no. And then there's more to that. We can get into it later, because then at one point Dak was like, are you gonna tell me why you don't want me up here? And it says no. And then later on, Dak and Chelsea are talking, and then Dak's like, maybe they died on the grounds and not in the hotel. And then it said yes to that. And so there's like multiple other times he asked it. Like, he got the Ovilus out, I think, and asked if he was gonna tell them why he was here. He asked it if it was gonna, like, he's like, if I use different equipment, will you tell me why I'm here? And it just kept telling him no. And he kept getting that same answer probably 5 different times. And so I think there's something to be said about evidence like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of to just like expand on that, because I honestly feel like, aside from Connor's like comedic situation, like his comedic timing to the responses he was getting on the Ovilus, I will say like Dakota and like what he was receiving with the dead bell was crazy. But also when Chelsea went into Dakota's room, which Dakota's room is actually 217, the Stephen King room. I don't think you said that, did you? Okay, I didn't think so.
No,
So I just wanted to clarify that. But when Chelsea went in there, they pulled out the PS device because Chelsea had that in her hand. And Dakota asks, I'm just going to read the situation for some context, and then I'll tell you which one of these are my favorite evidence. But Dakota says, can you tell me why you don't want me in here? And he got won't tell on the PS device. And Dak was explaining like how weird that response was because of everything that Burgundy just said. He was getting like a lot of interesting like responses with the dead bell. And Dakota like mention a theory that like maybe Lord Dunraven, when he came to the Stanley or like the property, you know, and ran off all the natives, the negative energy could be coming from that. And all of a sudden, like it was like rapid fire. Indian, danger, blood, and mean came through right while like they're talking about it. And that was my favorite evidence, because it's like, it gave me the chills, because it's like, dude, that's crazy. Like sometimes I feel like when we're watching paranormal TV or we're paranormal investigating, especially on like our podcast, we love theories. Like we love to theorize about what could possibly be going on, and especially like how do these responses correlate with real life. So that really like was very intriguing to me, because I'm like, you know, this was just a potential theory, and then all of a sudden they're getting all these words that line up with that. It was just really cool. So that was definitely my favorite evidence.
Perfect. So based off of
Mm-hmm.
what you just said, I've literally thought of a theory while
yes.
you were talking. So if we want to just like dive right into
Yeah,
please here
please.
for a second
Mm-hmm.
for this theory, it's a dumb one.
I don't think
okay, this is like a haha
I don't think any
funny
theory is dumb, to be honest.
well, you just wait until you hear this. So I had a sneaking suspicion that when the evidence that Tanner got, he also used the bell. Tanner found out he was talking to Dunraven, and or so the ghost said it was him. Anyways, I feel like Tanner and Dak were talking to the same person. And then I was like, this is my head. This is how I think about things. I was like, you know damn well Dunraven was the guy who would walk into the lobby and just be like, bing on that
You
bell.
know what?
He would just talk to the staff, and he probably was super friendly, but you know, because they both used the bell and they were both getting answers, intelligent answers via the bell, and I feel like they might have been talking to the same
Honestly,
spirit. And I'm like, just picture him walking in there, just like he gets back from whatever he's doing for the day, and he's like,
you might be onto something. You
What's
might be
up?
onto something, because again, to like expand on that, Dakota, he pulled out like the towards the end of the episode and the end of his night before he went to sleep, he pulled out the digital recorder, and he thought, because there was this housekeeper named Elizabeth who endured an explosion in the room that Dakota was in room 217. She survived it. She didn't die, but she worked at the Stanley until she was 90 years old. So she had like a connection there. So it would make sense for her spirit or even residual energy to be there. So Dak was like, maybe I'll just ask if it's Elizabeth, you know? And he was like, Elizabeth, if you're in here, can you give me a message? Can you speak? And like distinctly on the digital recorder, it sounded like it said, I'm not Elizabeth. So we at least know for sure he wasn't speaking with Elizabeth. So there is a fat chance. I mean, like, yes, he said, are you a male and all that kind of stuff. Okay, sorry. That was me being dumb because I forgot about all that other exchange. But we at least know for sure
it's okay. It
that
still
it's
applies.
not,
Yeah.
you know, like Elizabeth in that moment, at least. I mean, it definitely didn't sound like a woman's voice anyway. So it probably was Lord Dunraven. But I think, like, I know that you were saying, like, maybe Lord Dunraven was friendly. I don't think he was. I don't think he was. I think that he was just, because of, like, what Tanner, he was asking a question, I believe, where he was like, are you the person who's been touching females in the bathroom? And he asked that on the digital recorder, and yes, came through aggressively and like really loud. And I'm like, yo, Lord Dunraven. Like, he was being all kind of like chill with Tanner, because Tanner was like geeking as soon as he was like getting responses on the dead bell. And I thought it was hilarious. But what really freaked me out is like when they went into the Tanner went into the closet or something. Was it the closet? No, that was Alex. He saw something, right? Like it was like something on the wall maybe about Lord Dunraven, and he was like, whoa, he likes like hunting and stuff. Like I'm
He was just reading all of the blurbs
Yeah,
off like
okay,
the
so it
pictures
was
and whatnot. Yeah, like in his
it
room.
was pictures on the wall. So yeah, he was like talking about that, and he had like on a camo jacket, and the bell went off like a bunch of times, and I was like,
Yeah, it was like
I was
beep,
like,
beep,
that's
beep,
so
beep, beep.
creepy. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. That was weird, but it was interesting.
I will say that like times were different back then too, so like women were treated
Yes,
differently than they are today.
which is
Also,
true. It's true.
so I feel like people should think about those things too. Like when it was like so like when I went like this side tangent really fast, but like when I went to Deadwood, I did do like a brothel tour, and they were like, "Oh yeah, women will be grabbed and blah blah blah," and I'm like, makes sense for we're in a freaking brothel,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
like,
to be in a
you know,
brothel, it makes sense, but also like back then as well, like I can't say because I wasn't there that there was like a full on elimination of like no touching in public or like we get catcalled as women in public. I'm definitely sure that that probably occurred because men are men and, you know, history repeats itself. But like in a more formal society, like Lord Dunraven, he was probably raised to respect women, so that kind of like puts a little extra into it. It's like, why exactly, if it was truly him, why he out here doing all this? Like, I mean,
yeah,
regardless, women did not have the respect that they deserved back then, but it's just something to think
no.
about.
Yes, I agree. Um, on to the next topic, contrastually speaking. That's a word. Contrastually. Just made it up. Speaking. Alex, so like Tanner's getting shit, Dak's getting shit, Chelsea's getting shit, like Connor kind of, and then Alex is just like not a lot happening. It was like dead silence. The device he was using, which was like a REM pod that also picks up radio frequency,
It's
said.
called a PRS
Um,
device, and it picks up static electricity.
Yeah. There we go. Static electricity. I was like, I wrote it down, but I am jumbled now. It was just weird. It was like, it would go, like, it would light up occasionally, but it was like very minor. And then even when Tanner joined him, it was like they both came to the conclusion that whatever they were trying to communicate with theirs did not want to use their voices at all.
Yeah, that one was like really weird, but also like whenever they like don't get evidence, I like, or a tremendous amount, I like that they leave it in because it's like, see, like this is real, it's not fake. You know what I mean? Like it provides a realism to it. You know what I'm saying? All the woof woofs is so funny.
I was literally
Story
just
of my
Anne,
life.
so. Anyways, I don't know what she's barking at. And I do find it weird too, though, that like Elizabeth lured Chelsea out of her room, is how Chelsea explained it, and then like nothing really happened after that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like Chelsea's whole exchange. I don't know. It was just a little weird. Let me find her part in my notes because I just kind of I separated it because it's easier that way. Um, but if you don't mind, like we can talk about the evidence that she got on the PS device a little more. Because
Yeah. I want to like
yeah,
add something really quick just so I don't forget it, but I find it interesting. So like the Stanley Hotel is still a running, functioning hotel. So most of the places that Project Fear goes to is like they're the only
Right.
people in that building or on that location. At the Stanley, yeah, they didn't see a lot of people, but that doesn't mean
Exactly.
nobody else was there. And so I find that like they got evidence, but I feel like the evidence is slightly different than what they normally get. Like it wasn't like it was active, but also wasn't at the same time. Because like when they all went to bed, like
Yeah.
nothing happened really, other than the bell going off for Dak, like 3 times. But so I think it's like I wonder if like this is just theorizing at this point, but I wonder if spirits who are always being presented with human interaction are not as like apt to come
Mhm.
out sometimes because they're just always communicating, always going through it, versus like people that are spirits that are left alone for a while and then visitors pop in, and left alone for a while and then
Yeah.
visitors pop in. And so I wonder if that can enhance or diminish evidence levels at all in
I
any
think so,
capacity.
because it's almost like a energy overcharge, maybe. Because, like, I don't know, like, thinking about it, because when you go into like a haunted building, like, they don't talk to people on the daily or like all throughout the day or anything like that. So I could see that being a possibility, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That just, I don't like, I truly feel like when it comes to the paranormal, there's no right or wrong answer. I
Yeah.
almost feel like everything that you've ever thought was probably true is probably true. Like,
Yeah.
it's so
For sure.
interesting to me. But Chelsea, like, she didn't really have that much happening, like what you were saying, until she felt like she was being lured out. But what she did get on the PS device was interesting because she asked the question, "Can you tell me who you are? Can you tell me what your name is?" And she got Beth. And then obviously Chelsea believes, Beth is short for Elizabeth, the housekeeper. And then she said, "Can you tell me why you're up here right now?" And worry came through. And then she said, "Worry, like, can you be more specific?" And then informed, sent, can you, and hurry all came through. And she said, "Why should I hurry? Where should I
Mm-hmm.
go?" And then the picture frame in the room actually moved, and there was a tapping noise that occurred again, actually, because right when she first got in the room, and she was doing the packet read, there was a tapping like noise. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
that noise occurred again. And she said, "What do you need me to do?" And then it said door. And that's when she felt like it was luring her out. And she went to hang out with
Mm-hmm.
Dak for a little while. So it was just weird. I don't know. Interesting. But also, like, I feel like that's just the nature of the beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think that there's a lot of truth to what you were saying. Like an energy overcharge. Like, you're a spirit. Kind of like, okay, for instance, let me just throw this out there. So when we went to Pinhurst, and like both times we've been to Pinhurst, we have felt like super drained because of all the different types of energies there, all the different types of people. And usually that's how it is with more than just Pinhurst, but just using that as our most recent example. When you go to anything and like you're surrounded by a lot of people, like it drains you. And so, like, if I were a spirit and I were around a bunch of people, like, I wouldn't be wanting to talk either, you know? Like,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Exactly. I would not either. I'm not. I don't like people as it is. So
Facts.
when I'm dead,
Facts. Like, I,
I ain't
I
gonna
like
like
getting
people
to
then
know
either.
new people, but, like, it has to be, like, a certain environment or I have to be in a certain vibe. Because if I'm not in that headspace, then I'm out for the count. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
Um,
Yeah, like going out into public. Oof.
yeah. I've been out in public. Like yesterday, let's just say this. We went to Sam's Club and we went there in the morning, and Mom and I were even like, you know what, Sam's Club, they have like cheap food. They have like pizza and stuff. Like you could get two big of their massive slices of pizza and 2 drinks for like $4. So we were like, lunch, Sam's Club. Brother, when I tell you that place was packed, every time I turned, there was somebody standing right there. Every time I even moved an inch, there was somebody right behind me. I was like, y'all have got to be kidding me. And then we checked out. I had to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom's right there at the food court. That line was all the way down past the food court to the pharmacy. And I was just sitting there like, be so freaking for real right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
But I was like, once I saw that, I was like, Mom, can we please get out of here? I'm so sick of people. Like, I'm tired. I'm done. Like, I'm so over it. There were too many people. People are just don't know how to move. And I was just like nobody has courtesy anymore. And it's just like, you know what? No. I'm done. I'm annoyed. I want to go back home to my hole.
No common sense. No courtesy. Nobody's like, people are selfish and they don't like realize they're invading people's space either.
It's so weird.
So, but yeah. So.
Except when I have a drink occasionally. Then I don't know how to give people their space. It's a problem.
Yeah. Strangers though? I doubt you're still going up to strangers and being like,
I think I'm more confident to speak with them, but not like if I'm with someone that I love or something, like friends or whatever, then I'm like or I get violent. There's no in between. So
nice. So anything else we wanted to add
Stanley Hotel.
I almost said Estes because it's an Estes park. To the Stanley
Real
Hotel.
talk. I think we did pretty daggum good covering this episode. Like, yeah, I mean, like I'm looking through my notes right now. When Alex and Tanner got together, nothing really happened. When Dakota and Chelsea got together, I pretty much read you everything that happened when they were together. And then Connor's whole situation, pretty much read that one all the way through. So, I mean, it was a long episode, but I feel like not that much was happening. And I'm just going to chalk it up to the energy theory, more than likely. We'll call it that.
Yeah. I will say that, too, that I'm glad that Connor was a part of this episode.
Me too. It's always good.
I love Connor.
Connor's a real one.
I love Connor in a friend way. Not in a, you're married, I respect the boundaries, okay? You don't have to come for me, Connor.
No, it's Riley you should be scared of.
We're friends.
Yeah.
I love Riley, too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be scared.
Team Riley. I will always be Team Riley.
Yes. Riley over everyone.
Facts. We're Team Girls Girl. So, like, Riley and Chelsea, we got you back.
Yeah, exactly.
100.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think that wraps up this week's episode. It wasn't that short. It was, just a little shorter.
Mostly. Almost an hour.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So on that note, if you like this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening to Fear Babes Podcast. Thank you.
And
thank you.
Tune in next week because apparently we're gonna be back.
What's next, Gettysburg or the other?
I think it's.
I forgot already.
Hold on, please. Un momento. I got you. That's our little music. So next up is the Crescent. What the heck is that? Like Crescent Roll?
That's where Steven, Dylan, and Kalani have been going there a lot lately.
Oh.
Like for the last year or so.
Okay. So that will be interesting. Looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to Gettysburg though. So It's gonna be interesting.
Gettysburg will be fun.
Been to Pennsylvania twice and still ain't been to Gettysburg.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
You haven't either.
One of these days. Maybe before the Grand Canyon. Who knows?
That would probably more than likely happen before that.
Yeah.
But anyway, to conclude this episode, bye, babes.
Goodbye, babes.
Bye, babes.